Good evening. This is Sampada Trivedi, AIR 79, Civil Services Examination 2021. Uh, I'm here to share my strategy regarding the different preparation stages as well as the different stages of the examination. So, this was my fourth attempt and first interview and second mains. I'll start by the prelims strategy. I'll actually start with the books that I referred to. Then I'll move forward to the prelim strategy, then main strategy, and then finally the interview. So there are various book lists that are also available online. I'll try to tell you the books that I have referred to, and the list is on the minimal side because I have always tried to cut to a minimum book list and refer to only the basic sources. So I'll start with paper one. For paper one, in modern India, I studied Bipin Chandra, NCERT, old NCERT of class 12, for as well as India's struggle for independence, Bipin Chandra. I did not do Spectrum in modern India. Then for ancient India, I did the old NCERT of R.S. Sharma. Then for world history, I did class 9th, 10th, and 12th old NCERTs. For sociology, I did new NCERTs of 11th and 12th Indian society. For geography, I did the NCERTs of class 11th and 12th, as well as I did GC Leong for physical geography. In paper 2 polity, I did Lakshmikant. Then for international relations, I did not refer to a specific book. I referred to Vajiram class notes as well as newspaper reading and current affairs booklets. I think that is enough for international relations. Then for public administration, again, I referred to Vajiram class notes, and the I did vision value added material is there. I referred to some topics on that. And then for paper three in economics, I again relied mostly on newspaper and current affairs. I did Vajiram class notes as well. For science and technology, current affairs again. I did not refer to any book for science and technology. For uh, for environment, I did Shankar IAS notes. They are available in the market. It is a thick book. You have to read it selectively according to the demands of the question paper. You can refer to previous year question papers to see what kind of questions are being asked, and then you can read that selectively. After that, for security, I did there's a yellow book of Vajiram on security issues. It is very exhaustive. You can do that. It covers almost all the topics, and it has the security issues. The paper pattern of the exam pattern of security issues demands that you the demand of the question is very simple. They just ask a definition of an issue mostly, then they'll ask you the spread of the issue, then they'll ask you how to contain it and what kind of bodies are created for it. So the yellow booklet of Vajiram on security issues is more than sufficient for it. Apart from that, for disaster management, I did Vision IS's value added material. It is available for free on Vision IS site as well. So then for paper 4 ethics, I did Vajiram class notes, and I did a yellow book of Vajiram, which is for the philosophy part of ethics. Also, I had philosophy optional, so that part was more or less also covered by my optional. Sorry, it's a little dark here because there's no electricity where I am, so sorry for that. Um Now I'll come to my prelim strategy. There's no specific strategy for prelims as such. There are hits and misses, I would say. So for prelims, you have to start, when you're starting, you have to start keeping in mind the preparation for mains rather than for prelims. Prelims specific preparation is only done, I think, for the for last 2-3 months. You can focus yourself completely to prelims. Apart from that, if you're beginning your preparation, then you have to keep mains in your mind. So for prelims, if I'm saying, then you read all the core syllabus of the subjects that are coming in prelims. For example, there are some subjects in the mains that which are not in prelims. You can see the syllabus. You can refer to the UPSC syllabus for that. You can cover the core syllabus. I have more or less given the book list that I followed. Apart from that, newspaper reading becomes very, very important for prelims, specifically because the current affairs booklets that are available in the market that we are reading do not cover all the current affairs exhaustively, as well as the topics they are covering are not asked in the exams that much. I felt that in the last 4 attempts that I gave, that the current affairs booklets were not of that much help if I compare them to newspaper reading. So newspaper reading is very important, specifically for science and technology section, economy section. It is very, very important. Uh, After that, I think for the current affairs magazine part, you can do, apart from newspaper reading. The current affairs magazine part is, you can take any monthly magazine which is available in the market. I did Vision IAS magazine. You can refer to any magazine, they're more or less the same. Then apart from this, I there is something extra which I did in this attempt, and it really bore me fruit. So I would say that there's a book called Lucent GS or Static GK, which people read for the bank and SSC exams. You can read it selectively. The According to the new pattern of 2-3 years, the questions from especially from ancient India and medieval India are coming in the UPSC exam directly from that book. So I think 5-6 questions you can do if you are reading the facts of that book. Uh, so this is one extra thing that I did this time. Apart from that, I think previous year question papers are of utmost importance. Apart from giving the mocks which are provided by various coaching institutes, you should focus more on the previous year question papers of UPSC. So the previous year question papers should be done in a manner so as to strategize how many questions you have to do in the exam. There's an optimum number for for every person, I think. So the optimum number you have to find out by giving these tests, by giving these exams. So the optimum number is such that when you are getting the highest marks, for example, for some people the logic works very well for some people and not for some other people. For example, for me, the logic or guesswork did not work that well. When I tried to do many questions, attempt a higher number of questions, then I got more negative marks. The negative marking got higher. So I found out that if I'm doing 81, 82 questions, then I'm scoring the highest. So I made a strategy in that sense that I'll do 81, 82 questions no matter how the paper comes, no matter how difficult it is. So you have to strategize in that sense. The question papers only have this role, the mock tests as well as the previous year question papers, because the mock tests are not going to, the UPSC prelims is a different game altogether. It's not going to the mock tests are not going to help you that much in revising or anything. I would say only in strategizing. Apart from that, it also helps you in time management. Your time management should be done in the manner that you can go through the question paper at least 3 times. The first time you're only doing the questions that you get 100%. Then after a while you are doing questions that you get lesser than that. For example, the questions, you can mark the questions that you did not get the first time, but you think that if you will apply your mind, then you will be able to do it. And then in the third round, successively you can do the questions that are, you think that this you can do by logic, or some kind of guesswork would help in this. So at least 3 times you're reading the paper, and I think that would be a successful attempt according to me. Coming to mains preparation strategy, for mains, I think newspaper reading becomes more important as compared to the prelim stage. So the newspaper reading should be done in a holistic manner. It should not be facts based. It should more be based on understanding of the topic in question. Mostly the topics that are recurring in the newspapers are asked in the mains. So you have to focus on the definitions of the topics, as well as you have to focus on the advantages, disadvantages, implications, steps taken, etc. of a particular topic. For example, if there is an issue of data privacy, then you need to know the various laws that the Indian government or the foreign governments, or the standards that have been developed by various countries for ensuring data privacy. What are the threats to data privacy? How best you can protect it for cyber security, etc. So you need to prepare a holistic concept. Concept wise, you have to prepare a topic for mains. Then I have already told you the book list, that more or less covers the whole syllabus. Apart from that, I think mains is more about how you are able to connect the dots between various subjects. The questions are not always going to be what what you would consider are not going to be directly picked up from the books or directly picked up from the syllabus that you are reading. So you should be able to connect the dots. For example, this year there was one question regarding why mining sector contributes very less to India's GDP. So you are not reading it directly anywhere. You are not reading it in any book. You are not reading it in the newspapers. But you have to connect the dots. You've read things somewhere. For example, in geography, you have read uh, about the policies. For example, the open acreage policy was not there. You have read that in geography. You have read some portions in economics. For example, there was there was controlling of the oil sector by the government. So all these things you have to connect the dots, and you have to write an answer in the prescribed time limit. Apart from that, in mains, answer writing becomes very, very, very important. So you should be practicing answer writing from day one. I think when you have started preparing for UPSC, for this exam, you should focus on answer writing. Is the first thing that should be focused the most. So for answer writing, I would suggest that you start reading paper wise. For example, you start with paper 1. Once you have done, for example, you have completed modern India, you can write answers of modern India. For answer writing, do not go to I would say you should not write answers that are given in the portals, the online portals or coaching institutions that provide the questions on a daily basis. I think that is not very fruitful. What I found fruitful were previous year question papers. So you should do the question papers the questions that have been asked in the mains before, because the pattern of the questions that are being asked in the mains exam is completely different from what you're getting in tests or what you're getting on online portals of coaching institutions. But apart from answer writing, I think for mains, you also need to do what you need to do is to make notes. Notes, again, you have to prepare holistically. For example, you are for any topic which you think is important, you can write note. For example, I would say American Revolution, for example, or the French Revolution. You should know the context of it, why it started. Then you have to write the causes. You should know the causes, so you can make a flow chart kind of thing, where you are writing these things in smaller points and finer points. You keep on reading and revising and refining your notes. but note making is something which should be done progressively. You should start writing notes with your first reading, and then as you read and you get to know what things are important, you can what things are important, what things are not important, you can strike them out of your notes. And in the end, your notes should be of any topic should not be more than one page, so that it becomes easier to revise just before the exam. You do not have time to go through the whole books. You can just see a topic, create a mind map of it, and you can directly reproduce it in the exam. So that is helpful. You can also make notes of current affairs. For current affairs, I think but notes should be made in the similar manner that I have told, that you have to write the definition or the context of it. Then you can write the causes of an issue, the implications, the steps taken, etc. You can also take conclusion from current affairs. Also, you can write facts and figures, which are very important, especially in paper 3. Facts and figures become very important, so you have to write those down, so that they are in your mind and you can write it in the exam. They fetch more marks. Okay, so now I'll come to the interviewer personality test. For interviewer personality test, I don't think there's anything extra that you need to do, but the strategy for preparing changes in the sense that for interview, your your studying or reading should be opinion based. You need to make opinions of various issues that are coming in the newspapers daily, because opinion based questions or situational questions are the most most asked questions in interviews. So opinion based questions are there. For also, you have to read between the lines for the interview. For example, there was the issue of banning of wheat export during my interview. There was the issue of banning of wheat exports to different countries because of the deficit that was created in India. So you have to not only read that portion, why was it good, why was the decision not good, you should know this. Apart from this, you should also know the things that are on the sides. For example, you should know that what is the buffer stock that FCI maintains of wheat with itself. You should also know that how much wheat it has procured this year. How much is it lesser than what it has been procuring since the past few years. So these questions also become important, because the person can ask you anything regarding that topic. So you have to read the newspaper very, very, very holistically. uh, Newspaper reading, I think, would be the most important thing. Apart from that, you have to prepare your detailed application form in a very holistic manner, including your everything related to your state, the history, culture, society, any historical personalities, etc., of your state, economy of your state. You should know everything about your state as well as your hometown. You're expected to know everything. Then about your hobbies, similarly, you expected to know everything. They have the chairman and the members of the board, they have this understanding that you are an expert in the field of your hobby, so they can ask you any question. uh, Apart from that, I think interviews are, I think, only this much I would tell about the interviews. यूपीएससी में कोचिंग्स कितनी इम्पोर्टेंट होती हैं? आई टुक कोचिंग. आई वुड टेल अबाउट माय एक्सपीरियंस. आई टुक कोचिंग and I found it very fruitful, because some subjects I was very, very weak. For example, geography, economy, etc., I was very weak, and I was not able to I think I would not have been able to understand the nuances of the subject if I had not taken coaching for them. So it became it was very helpful for me. But I think since the age of internet and the democratization of the whole preparation process, you can find You can find explanation of topics etc. online as well. Now on YouTube, for example, there are various channels that are teaching you economics, and they're teaching you geography etc. So you can take their help. And I think it is also very I have myself never taken those classes, the online classes, but I have heard people that they are very helpful. So you can do that. Um, so coaching in that sense is not absolutely important. If you're doing it, then it is good. If you're not doing it, then also if you think that you can read the things on your own, and you can you know how to use the internet judiciously, then that is also good. You can do without coaching as well. For the magazines that you have to read for UPSC, I tell that in the first year I used to read the Yojana magazine, as well as there was one magazine for science and technology that I read, but I did not find them very fruitful. When I gave my mains in the second attempt, I did not find that the economic and political weekly was also that important. I did not find it very reading that very fruitful. The input was much more than the output it was giving me. So I stopped reading the magazines. And I think you can too, if you find that magazines are futile and it is not adding any value to your preparation, you can give up on the magazines. I don't think they are that important. Most of the things are covered by newspaper and current affairs magazines. For the timetable, I think every person has their own capacity and their own capacity, and they are best suited to make their own timetables. I would share my timetable, and you can see if that helps you. I in the initial first or second year of my preparation, I used to study around 8 to 9 hours, and then in the third and fourth year of the preparation, I would say I studied for around 6 hours, 5 6 hours, and that was more than enough. If you keep on revising and you have nothing new to read in the later attempts, in the subsequent attempts, then I think 5 6 hours are good to go. Apart from that, the timetable which I made was based on the fact that I was not able uh, to study continuously for a long period of time. So I used to take breaks in between, which also helped keeping me motivated to study more. For example, I studied for 1 hour, and then I would take a break for 10 15 minutes. So you can do that as well. Also in your timetable, you should always make space for things that you like to do, so that you remain motivated throughout this process. It is a long process, and it really drains you out emotionally, psychologically, physically. It drains you out. It is a long process. And for that, I think you should be doing things which help you which help you in being being motivated for the entire journey. For example, I meditated, which helped me a lot. You can do anything. For example, you can play a game, or you can watch TV, or you can spend time with your friends etc. So also there should be a balance between studying and doing these things, so that you remain motivated. The timetable should include these. Apart from that, I think this more or less covers what I wanted to share. Uh, I do not see any comments. I think the comment section has been turned off somehow. So from my side, I think this was I've covered more or less what I wanted to share, and you can. This is a UPSC time. I'm on the UPSC time channel, so you can text them, or you can comment on their page, or uh, on the YouTube channel, and then from there I can do another session where I can answer your questions. Sorry for the electricity connection. I know the session has not been very good because of it. But I this is something which I cannot control. So, thank you so much and good evening. Thank you.